No idea what's going on with my green screen, and I forgot to change the logos. But good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SATAL 2020. As always, I am your host, Moltar, and we are here. Another Gold League matchup coming at you today. It's going to be Sanaki taking on Makeup, and all mountains fights coming at you. Diamond League again. Toro Squadron taking on Eclipse Task Force. We do have one first-person track coming per round. Okay, so that's one first-person track per round that we're going to showcase. The first one's going to be ETF Breeze. I have no idea who wins or loses these rounds. I don't have any Toro tracks, so they are all Eclipse Task Force tracks. Just heads up. Somebody was saying about the NVIDIA stuff. I'm pretty sure that is probably going to be the 3080 Ti. I'm betting that's what that is. But today, on another note, before we get into this match, I had Refrigerator Gate. This is just, you guys are going to be enlightened in all problems associated with Moltar. It's just fun things that you guys get to deal with. You get to ride along with me. So we're going to try and get rid of some of this. Is that better? Still quite a bit. Well, it's getting rid of my shirt. We're just going to leave it like that for now, and we'll deal with it. Refrigerator Gate, my mom calls me this morning while I'm getting ready, and she's like, Moltar, my refrigerator will not stop spewing water out of it. What do I do? I'm in a panic. Mom, you need to open the door so the water mechanism stops. Then I have to go over there after we calm her down, we get her out of her panic, and I just disconnect it from the water line so it stops spewing out water, and then I pried the button out that had gotten stuck that was causing the refrigerator to continually go. So she's going to be buying a new refrigerator. That is coming. But Refrigerator Gate this morning. So we have Bagel Gate yesterday with my son not using a plate for bagel and throwing it away in the trash like a heathen that he is. And then today we had Refrigerator Gate, and hopefully that is all qualmed with the awesome match that we have in store. Eclipse Task Force taking on Toro Squadron. Now, I do want to preface this before we go to the Supercut. Alpha Whiskey is trying something a bit new. He changed the weather in daytime. So next year we are going to allow teams, like they do with the mission location and the weapon loadouts, to choose weather if they fix the clouds before the next year starts, and time of day. So that is going to be something that the teams are going to be able to do next year if they decide to. So just a heads up about that. Huge shout out to Monk for dropping 5 community subs. Real Rhinox, Rolodim, Squissy, Disney, and Ravenhawk. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. And without further ado, I am going to send you to the Thrustmaster Supercut done by Alpha Whiskey, and we're going to go through our ad roll, and when we get back, we should be ready to rock and roll here in the sim. So I'm going to send you guys to that. We'll be back. We'll be taking off with everybody. We'll go through who's flying, and we will get underway. So enjoy it. It's a little bit of a different one. Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the sim and Moltar, as always, which is starting to become a tradition with myself, has forgotten to do the cameras. So I'm going to rename those because I'm a boob and I always forget to do these. So we're going to rename these, and this should get us ready to go. So here's Breeze's camera. So we're going to be riding along with Breeze here for round one. Now, head movement was not working in this track, so we're just going to be in his cockpit. No head movement. We're just going to be seeing straight ahead, so I can't guarantee what we're going to be able to see, but we are riding along with the JF-17 flown by Breeze here in round one. So we're going to flip the quad view so we can get all this going. Come on, camera three. Camera three, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I think you can do it. You can't do it because I named you wrong. Because Moltar is a boob. Right. Okay. There we go. We fixed it. There we go. So now we got everybody. We got ETF in camera 1, Toro in camera 2, the map in camera 3, and then we got Breeze we're riding along with in camera 4. Bearded boob. I am the bearded boob. Now, bearded boobs would not be something that I would like to see. I'm just not. No. Anyway, today, let's start with ETF. ETF is being represented by Riker in a JF-17, Breeze in a JF-17, Chopsticks in, it looks like a 16, Kingston in a 17, Jonas in a 16, and Zodiac in a 17. And then on the Toro side, we are still missing a couple guys who haven't made their way over here yet. We got Fur in an 18, Look Avi in an 18, and then we have Reese Caparzo in a 16 and Mustang in an 18. And then if we turn our head this way, we have Castoy in an 18, and then there is somebody else, Chippy in another 18. So Toro Squadron is 5 18s and a singleton 16, while ETF is 3 17s and 3 16s. So 17s are outnumbered by 1. We have 4 18s and 4 16s, but something different. We don't see a lot of 17s. Now, Dave GT was saying that it's hard to hear me. Shouldn't be hard to hear me. I think we should be okay. My mic volume shows that it's good. Is Toro Spanish? Yes. Toro is Spanish. And Eclipse Task Force has corrected me. Eclipse Task Force is flying 4 17s and 2 16s. So we actually have 4 17s, 4 18s, and 3 16s. So my fault. Thank you for that correction. Much appreciated. But we are waiting for these guys to finish lining up. Something that you guys will see on Breeze's screen, up in the upper right corner, we have that timer. So the timer is what forces you have 20 minutes once the first person loads in to get ready to go. Once that hits 0, whether both teams are ready or not, you can take off. You can just go. So that is something that we put in to stop teams waiting like 45 minutes to an hour to get ready, because that's not fair. So we've seen a big increase in how fast teams are ready to go, and that's been a huge help. Huge shout out to Bear for making that possible. Bear, love you, brother. Thank you for doing all that you do here in SATAL. But for anybody interested, that's what that timer is. So if you hear a beep, that's what that is. Teams are free, if they agree, to take off before that. But if that timer runs out, they can just go. So Symphony says, first time ever getting to see first person from one of these pilots. Well, happy thing is that this is going to be something that is going to be more and more of a thing. So I bought a 3090 for anybody that just joined us during the last stream. And hopefully what that means is right now I boosted some of the visual fidelity of these. I increased I turned on shadows. They were off. So what that hopefully means is going forward that I'm going to be able to utilize more first-person cameras, right? So I've made it easier for teams to submit their first-person cameras so that Moltar doesn't lose them, because I am disorganized, and it helps me a lot to have the teams do things for me because I forget. So I created personal Google Drives or private Google Drives for each one of the teams to be able to submit their personal tracks, because they actually have to now. It's part of the rules. They just submit them after their rounds, and I've created these personal drives so that before each round, I can just go grab all their tracks. So ideally, after all of this is done, I'm going to have, hopefully in the next month, once we get caught back up to when I instituted this, hopefully in the next month, we are going to have 9 cameras. Okay? 8 first-person views and 1 third-person view. That is my goal. I mean, ideally, I'd like 10. I would like 8 first-person views and 2 third-person views, right? For me to be able to do that, though, and this is, I don't know how far I'm going to be able to go, my PC has to be able to run 8 to 9 clients of DCS simultaneously. So right now, I'm running 4. I've got 4 going right now. However, to be able to do the other ones, I'm going to have to run 8 or 9. So what I'm going to do is, in this view, I'm going to run 4 on the bottom and 4 on the top, I think, and then we're going to be able to flip back and forth. I'm going to have a ton of different macros and stuff that I'm going to be able to utilize. So that's my plan, at least. Maybe if we really get some money going, I can run other dedicated rigs like I was, but instead of doing that, I ended up taking those apart and piecing them out and selling them and building this one up so I could do what we're doing now. But if we really get some money going and we really start making this happen, I can build a couple more dedicated rigs that I could run 4 cameras on a piece, first-person streams on a piece, and then we'll be able to run dedicated streams for those like we used to, and I'll be able to pull them into the mainstream. But that's going to take that would take some money. So we'll have to see what I'm able to do. We're kind of brick-walled by money. We got a big piece of it, though. The 3090 was a huge piece of that, right? So having 24 gigs of VRAM is huge. People are like, hold on. And I tell them when I got the 30, like, you don't need a 3090. Well, guys, I actually do, because when you run this many clients of DCS at the same time, yes, you do. And I actually have a use case for me maybe able to use multiple 3090s, right? If I could run multiple. Are you going to RAID 0 hard drives? I don't really need to, because the performance of solid states, I'm not going to be able to benefit that. It's all just sitting on an Evo, a Samsung Evo. Yeah, and I'm on an NVMe drive. All of these are on an NVMe drive. So I've got 1 terabyte, which is full. It is full. Like 1 terabyte is full of just DCS installs. Like full, to the brim full of just DCS installs. So I have 5 DCS installs in my machine. There's 1 that I play on, and then I have the 4 clients, and I'm gonna need another one. Well, there's other ways to do this. I can create other users and then run the client as a different user, which is probably what I'm going to do, is create another user and then run each one of these instances on that user, because if you run them as a separate user, you can actually run 2 clients at the same time. But right now, I have 4 clients. So I have the 1.5 install, I have the 2.5 install, I have alpha, and I have open beta, all installed at the same time. That's how I'm running these 4 clients at the same time, because they all show up as a different instance of DCS, and they're all known by the PC differently. To get 8, I have to run users and stuff to be able to do that. AWS environment for hosting these? Maybe. I don't know how to do that. That's a little bit out of my realm. If you want to help me, Symphony, if you know how to do that, I am all ears. I do need GPUs and stuff to be able to do that, but I don't know how to do that. Send me a PM, Symphony, if you know how to do that. I don't. When we start scaling to this level, I don't. I'm to the point now where I'm asking questions to people in forums and stuff, and nobody has the answer to things that I ask. Like, I walk into Micro Center, and the guys know me there, and some of the smartest people there, like that actually do a lot of the stuff that I'm into, or used to be into. They have some ideas, but I'm asking questions that very, very few people have a use case for. I mean, not very many people are doing game hosting of this environment in their basement. So my only issue would be audio hookups you have. I have no experience with that. We'll have to talk about it. I definitely have a unique situation, but it's a fun situation, and I get to share it with all of you. And I've learned a lot doing all of this, guys. So it's been awesome being able to learn all of this. I've learned a lot, especially about audio and how everything goes together, and it's pretty cool. So I'm excited about it. So we got the 3090. We got a 10900 at 5.3 gigahertz. So I got 20 threads. I got 64 gigs of RAM. I've got 10 hard drives in my rig. I've got like 50 terabytes of space because I use it as a Plex server too. But, I mean, my PC is full. It weighs a metric fuck ton to be able to move it. So, it's big. I had to buy a 1600 watt power supply because I actually need like 12 or 1300 watts when my PC is running full tilt. Like if my CPU is maxed out and my GPU is maxed out, I run multiple GPUs because I've got a couple accessory cards that are in there. But I actually utilize all of that. Well, I don't normally diagnose this. It takes a lot, benchmarking and stuff, to be able to utilize everything full tilt. But right now I'm not. My CPU's sitting at not very much. So I'm fine right now. But my other problem that I have right now is I am at a wall for PCI Express lanes, right? Well, nothing's really happening right now, guys, in the ingress because they're still ingressing, obviously, and they're separated by 66 miles, so we got a little bit. But I am out of PCI Express lanes completely. Like, I am utilizing every single PCI Express lane in my PC. I can't use anymore. So my only option is to go Threadripper. That's the only route that I can really go, and that's probably going to be my next upgrade is Threadripper. Or HEDT is another option. But that's the route I have to go because I need the PCI Express lanes because I really need to be able to run more GPUs, and I can't because I've hit this wall. So I tried dual PC streaming and stuff, and it just introduces so much complexity, and MVENC and all of that. It just doesn't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I would have 2 gaming PCs and have each one run cams for one team and capture cards. Yeah, that would be the idea if I got to that point, but that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. And if I can get a full tilt Threadripper, I wouldn't have to run 3 PCs because I could run it all on just one. I'd have enough cores. I'd have enough PCI Express lanes to be able to run enough GPUs. I would be able to do it all on just one. It would be a hoss of a machine. But we could do it. We could do it. Anyway, enough about Moltar. Let's jump in and look at what's going on in the matchup. These guys are starting to come together. They are 36 miles apart. Toro is breaking off to the left, and ETF is coming in to the north. So we've got a 2-ship, Kingston and Chopsticks, up here. JF-17 and 16. And it looks like they're breaking away. And Reese Caparzo and Castoy are down here to the south, flying left. And we do have an ST-10. We do have that ST-10. So let's grab it. The ST-10 is a hoss. Hoss! Do not underestimate it launched from distance. This thing is still just under Mach 3. Not sure if it's tracking, but it's just under Mach 3 at 36,000 feet. Looks like it's tracking Reese Caparzo. And that is the Reese Caparzo that does the super sweet fan videos for DCS. Same guy. Same guy. So ST10, oh, it's not on Reese. Yeah, it is. It is on Reese Caparzo. Castoy is actually more defensive than Reese. If we flip back and look at the the TAC view. He's a little bit more defensive than Reese, but Reese is going to be able to get away from that ST-10 without too much of a quaggle. So let's jump back and take a look so you guys can see where the ST-10 is in comparison to where Reese is, and that thing is trashed. No issue at all. Okay, so back to TAC view, and we're back to super separated. So Breeze and Riker, excuse me, are now the two ingressors or hot contacts for Eclipse Task Force, and then we have Look Avi and Mustang are the two hot contacts for Toro Squadron. Are they going to be able to make something happen? These are JF-17s, so they do have the ST-10s. They can be effective from this range. How far away are they in this case? They are 29 miles. Let's actually flip over and look and see what Breeze sees. So this is Breeze's point of view. We don't have his head tracking. I don't know what was going on with these tracks, but we don't have head tracking. We just have this. But this is probably more than enough. Actually, it'll probably gives you a better point of view without their head movement. I don't mind this at all. Let me know what you guys think. Would you rather have their head tracking? I mean, I would, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. What are your guys' thoughts on it? What are your thoughts? But still very separated. So Look Avi is now cold from the two-ship of Breeze and Riker as they ingress, still 26 miles away from them. I like that Breeze and Riker are not just launching. They're recognizing Look is cold to them and not wasting any of their missiles. Because remember, the JF-17 can only carry 4 radar-guided missiles, and then it's got 2 PL-5s. Koro says head tracking is interesting. Can see how much they stay head down or not. That is true, and I do want that. It just gets a little And the problem with it is that if I touch anything in these views, it breaks. The problem with this track, and I don't know what caused it, and I'll have to see if I can fix the other ones. We were in an external view by default, so I'll have to go grab the other ones and see if I can fix it for the next round. We'll have to see. ST-10 came off the rail from Riker. Let's grab it and ride along with it. I'm not sure who this thing's on. Here it is, coming in on its intended target. It is still an extended bit away. Not sure who it's tracking on. Looks like it's on Chippy. It's at Mach 2.3, still 38,000 feet. Chippy is at Mach 0.8 at 20,000 feet. Full extend from it. Doesn't look like it's tracking yet. It'll probably pick them up in terminal, which is going to be soon. Oh, sorry about that. Let's take a look at the overall view. Mustang got another ST-10 launched at him, but he's trashed that one, put it at 120 out. I think it was that 120 was supposed to be on Kingston. That's not a factor. And Chippy's just going to outrun this ST-10. He's staying cold. That ST-10 is going to be totally trashed unless Chippy just recommits directly into it. But even then, that ST-10's not going to have the energy or the airflow over those wings to be able to maneuver a great deal. Well, it's trying. It is trying. So here's Chippy's point of view. Where is that missile? There's the missile, 2 miles away, just over his lift vector. I think he's getting the missile warning now. And that it got within a mile, so not something to be underestimated, but that didn't really have a big chance of being able to hit him. So well defended by Chippy. Got to give him credit for that. 120 now launched by Reese Caparzo. That looks like it's going to be on Breeze. Breeze, if we jump to his camera, wrong button. If we jump to his camera, we can see him being defensive as he gets that missile warning. We're getting the warning from Bitch and Betty in the cockpit in there. Riker now is a bit defensive. Is he? No, the missile has not jumped to him. Look, Avi now putting a 120. I think that's going to be on Riker, and that was launched from 17 miles. That is not going to do anything if we jump back to to TAC view, we can see that. That's not going to do anything. Chippy did the same. He launched one at Riker, I believe, as well. And over here to the left, Chopstick and Zodiac are now hot, coming in onto Mustang. SD-10 and 120 leaving their rails. Mustang defensive, defending that 120. The SD-10 is going to have a lot more energy by the time it reaches its intended target than the 120 is. That's going to be a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous SD-10. Let's jump to it. So here's the SD-10 as it comes in onto Mustang. And he's going to be able to get away from that one. So Mustang defends very, very well. He's able to get away from it. Let's jump back to TAC view. Here we go. And Breeze, I think, has recognized that neither one of those missiles that is remaining is going to be able to come out and get him. Let's see what he's doing. Here he goes. You can see that here are the missile warnings. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. So his missile warning system was going off, but he's realized, hey, no longer a factor. I'm going to come back in. And now he's head-to-head with Chippy from 25 miles. Chippy has launched an AIM-120 at him. AIM-120 coming from Chippy. There's the missile warning coming from Breeze's aircraft. Breeze is now defending. And he's going to be fine getting away from that 120. Chippy launches another 120. He's launching on a cold contact, so Chippy launching on a cold contact, not going to do anything. Breeze is cold, 13 miles away, and he is going to be fine. Oh, no. Oh, no, Chippy. Chippy's getting really low. Oh, that's a tree. And Ninja Squirrels reach out and touch Chippy in the no-no place, and Chippy gets dragged down into the trees and is now a technology for North Korea. So terrible, terrible start for Toro getting that first casualty, and it wasn't even a missile casualty. That was a casualty due to Ninja Squirrels, you know, jumping up. They're at it again. Never underestimate them. Ever. They make things happen. They come out when you least expect it. So we got 5 pilots remaining for Toro Squadron, 6 for ETF. Chopsticks, though, is out here in the middle of nowhere. Not sure what Chopstick is doing in the slightest. I'm actually going to turn off Kingston sound there so we're not constantly listening to missile, 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 missile. Okay, back to TAC view. Let's have a look. So unfortunate turn of events for Toro Squadron is they're down to 5 pilots, ETF with 6. This is still a little chaotic because it is 6v6. Zodiac now head-to-head with Mustang, and Jonas was head-to-head with Castoy, but he thought better and is now broken off. Castoy has a 120 coming in at Mach 2.3. Is he going to be able to defend against that? He is defending now. And that missile is right there. So here's Castoy's point of view. Missile is 1 mile away. It's going to be coming over these treetops, but it's going to be out of energy as it just starts to get within range of Castoy's aircraft, and it's going to hit a tree here in just a second. There it goes, as it's no longer able to get the energy. So it would have been able to catch him if Castoy wasn't as aggressive on the maneuvering as he's been. Kingston now coming in, trying to track down Castoy and Mustang. Kingston flying through the canyons. We can see this canyon right here that he's currently in. Looks like he's trying to maybe get the jump onto Castoy. I think. Oh, that's a tree! And Ninja Squirrels claim another victim. Definitely don't like to see that one. SC-10 launched from Riker unsupported. That's coming onto Fur. Fur looks like he's getting low. Getting low and trying to make something happen. Castoy now coming in hot against Zodiac. And Zodiac launches an SD-10. Here is the missile from him, and it's a high to low shot, and Castoy is in a world of trouble. He needs to get slow and notch this. He's trying, but it's not a good 90-degree angle, and this missile's coming down from high to low, and Castoy gets pounded, and people are starting to drop off like flies. Let's pause this and take stock in what is currently going on, ladies and gentlemen. So let's back out to the attack view. Multiple people have died here rather quickly. We've had 3 casualties in the last 2 minutes. Okay, we had 2 people run into trees, ninja squirrels jumping out, ripping apart their aircraft, and then we have Zodiac coming down, the angel of death from high altitude, slinging those explosive-tipped SD-10s at his adversary, Castoy, and Castoy wasn't able to get into that notch, and he gets pounded and is taken out of the match. So he tried to get a 120. I don't know if it was because Castoy was trying to wait to get that 120 in a better launch parameter on Zodiac, but he waited, launched, and then took one to the dome. And those unwanted facials, they're just not welcome. So Toro Squadron's down to 4. ETF, they were equal with Toro at 5 apiece, but Zodiac was able to send them up a pilot as Zodiac took down Castoy. So we've got 5 pilots for ETF, Chopstick, Zodiac, Jonas, Riker, and Breeze, and then 4 remaining for Toro, Mustang, Reese, Caparzo, Fur 109, and Look Avi. So ETF looks like they're in the better situation right now. Toro Squadron only has 1 hot contact. Now, Fur could turn hot, but he's got Breeze already behind him. Mustang is hot, but both of the people that he would be sorted on are cold. Breeze looks to be sorted onto Fur. He is 11 miles away. This is Breeze's view, so he's turning left. I don't know that he's sorted on Fur, but we'll just have to see. It looks like he's locked onto him, but I can't tell. 13 miles away. So Breeze, I think, is maybe the guy to watch. Maybe? I think he's the guy to watch at this point. Everybody else is kind of out of the fight from what I'm seeing. So let's hit play, get back in here. Again, Toro's down 1 pilot, 4 pilots to 5 of ETF. Here we go. Get some cameras here. There we go. Okay. So Breeze is not on Fur. He's actually moving over to Look Avi. And Fur, I think, has recognized that and is now sorted onto Breeze. Meanwhile, over here on the west, Mustang launching a 120 onto Zodiac. Zodiac responds with an SD-10. Mustang, as soon as that 120 came off, starts going into a defense. And that SD-10 is tracking, but it's bleeding energy rapidly. And Mustang, he's doing a little bit of a serpentine. That's not going to be a factor as it comes through here. And he actually line-of-sighted it, and it flew into the ground. So Breeze is in here deep, gets an SD-10 off onto Fur. And let's pause this so we don't miss anything. So he gets an SD-10 off onto Fur. Where's Fur? So here's Fur. And the SD-10 is right there. I just don't want to miss things. So we're pausing it 1 mile away. Is he going to line of sight it? No. Oh, it just missed. Just missed. It wasn't able to stay with him. So Breeze took a pretty good shot there, but it didn't connect. Fur did get a 120 off onto Breeze. Breeze is now defending. He's now recommitting right into the face of this 120, but I don't think that 120 is going to have the energy to be able to stay with him as Breeze starts aggressively defending here. Oh, and sorry, we actually missed the kill. Jonas took down Riker. I didn't see that one. So let's pause it and back the TAC view up and see what exactly happened. Jonas took down Riker. I got to fix the cameras here, guys. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So let's back up here. What happened to Riker? Or was it Riker? Who was it? Who died? Oh, it was Castoy. So Zodiac took down Castoy. Right here. So he just didn't defend aggressively enough. Got in too close to that missile. How far away was that launched? And sorry, you guys can't see that. How far was that? 7 miles on an SD-10. So this hits him like a freight train. Just about Mach 3. He tries to notch it, but I don't even know that you can notch ST-10s right now. I don't think it's possible. Or is it just that you can't notch the JF-17 radar? It's one of those. Maybe it's the JF-17 radar. Oh, this is the one. So we actually missed. Oh, we saw Zodiac take down Kastoy. This is the one we didn't see. So fratricide. Jonas kills Riker. I was wondering why I was confused. No. How does that happen, Jonas? Darn, friendly fire. Not good. But it's so far away from opposition. You've got AWACS. How does that happen? So ETF has equalized the playing field by themselves against Toro Squadron. By themselves against Toro Squadron. Okay, so now we're going to get back into this. We're going to hit play. Here we go. Now we're rolling again. And look, Avi disconnected. So, man, decon. That's why I thought somebody from Toro Squadron died. Look, Avi DC'd. So, I guess that was balanced out for the fratricide from Jonas. Look, Avi DC'd. So now we're down to a 4v3. Fur, Reese Caparzo, and Mustang left for Toro Squadron. Breeze, Jonas, Chopsticks, and Zodiac are remaining for Eclipse Task Force. Reese Caparzo now looking like he's head-to-head with Chopsticks. Chopsticks unleashes a 120. Reese responds with a 120 of his own. And those are launched from 10 miles. Don't see that as causing any cause to threat here for either team. Drop tanks released by Reese. And both of those guys immediately defend. So, yeah, neither of those are going to be an issue as they attempt to run down their opponent. I mean, Chopsticks is at Mach 1.3. There's no way that 120 is going to be able to get anywhere near him. Mustang now coming in for a head-on incursion with Zodiac. So that's going to be down here to the south. Mustang decides that... Oh, he does shoot. Are we behind here? I'm going to pause this. I feel like we're behind. Why are you still going here? Stop it! Oh, TACV was just behind. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure we're not missing anything. TACV was just behind. Okay. There we go. So Mustang now coming in head-on with Zodiac, and Zodiac looks like he may have a pretty good side angle onto Mustang. He's coming up at Mustang. Mustang's inside 2 miles. You got to shoot, Zodiac! Shoot! Shoot her! And he does. There goes the missile onto Mustang. Is it going to track? It looks like it is. It didn't track. It ran out of gas. Barely. It is right behind him. But now I think the guy we need to watch, Reese Caparzo, launches a missile. That's coming in. We're switching to it. He's going to, I think, pounce on Zodiac, who was coming in on the Mustang, and he capitalizes on his shot. So Zodiac just didn't have a PL-12 to be able to capitalize on that situation against Mustang. But Reese Caparzo comes in and says, hey, I got a radar-guided missile. Have this. And saves his wingmen. Wow. I think and let's look at what's going on. If Zodiac would have had a PL-12, he very well could have killed Mustang. But he only had PL-5s. Okay? Bad news. Bad news. That's why it's really important to ration your missiles. And in that case, Zodiac didn't have what he needed left. Mago, isn't that a PL-12? Isn't a ST-10 a PL-12, or am I think they're the same? I'm probably spouting nonsense. Okay. Yeah, they're the same. So if he would have had an ST-10, I think he would have been okay. Jan says, problem with the JF-17 is it can only carry 4. Very, very true. But that's the importance of you got to ration your missiles and take the shots that you know are going to work, right? Take the ones that you know are going to work. And I think he took some shots earlier that were a little bit outside of the envelope for his missile, and if he would have had one late, that could have been a kill, and he wouldn't have to have gotten so close for the BL5. He could have launched further away. So therefore, he wouldn't have been open to counterattack from Reese Caparzo. Ration your weapons, ladies and gentlemen. Ration them. Now looking at Breeze. Breeze is in an auto place. Okay, Breeze is not in a good spot. So Mustang just got launched on by Zodiac. He is now coming in here against Breeze. And we're going to grab Breeze here. Breeze is right here. Boop. And here is their point of view. Breeze is in trouble. He has not launched yet. He is not, I mean, he's hot, but he's not nose hot. He doesn't have his nose in a position where he's going to be able to shoot at Mustang. But Mustang is definitely in a place that he is going to be able to shoot at Breeze because he has done just that. And instead of shooting an AIM-9, he said, IR missiles for jumps. Take a 120. And the 120, you can't flare a radar-guided missile. It's not going to work. So the only way he's going to be able to get away from this is to notch it. And it's so close that I don't think he's going to have time to notch. And he's fast, so I don't think that's going to happen. And the other problem is I think he's actually above Mustang slightly, which poses another problem. You got to be below your target to be able to notch. I think he's slightly above, which makes it impossible. Okay? So 120's in the air, 1.2 miles away from Breeze. Breeze is turning away already, hasn't launched anything at Mustang. Breeze, in my eyes, is as good as dead. So back to the TAC view, just so we can recap the overall situation. We got Jonas and Chopsticks way out here, not able to support Breeze at all. And then Toro Squadron's Mustang and Reese Caparzo down here. Reese is a little bit out of the fight as he just took down Zodiac. But Mustang is in here, and he is definitely, or with a high probability, going to be taking down Breeze. So we're going to showcase Breeze's first-person point of view as this unfolds. Now, I'm going to try and get the missile, but I think the missile is going to be below us. So we'll see if he rolls out. I'm going to set it at this point of view. We'll see if he rolls out, but we're gonna try. I'll actually do this. Let's do this. Give you this. Boom. Okay, so here's the missile coming in the upper left corner. Breeze. We got Breeze point of view. I'm going to try and grab it. Well, it's not worth it. Let's just center him up. Okay, so we're just going to roll like this. Here we go. Breeze has got a 120 coming at him. Is he going to be able to get away from it? I doubt it, but let's check it out. 120 coming at Breeze, and no, he gets smashed, and Breeze gets taken down. So now we're down to a 2v2. Between all of these guys, so ETF had a pretty significant advantage coming into this. But now we are down to a 2v2. Mano y mano, Mustang and Reese Caparzo against Jonas and Chopsticks. Who's coming out on top with this one, ladies and gentlemen? Jonas has all the altitude. He is well above his opposition. He's now diving onto Mustang. Mustang is totally unaware. I didn't see a missile come off from Jonas. So both of them are breaking away. Let's jump back to the TAC view and see if we can see anything unfold before it happens. Mustang is now recognizing that he's okay. He's now recommitting. Let's get a point of view for each one of these guys. All right, so here we go. Come on. Quad view. Boom. Pause. Just to make sure we don't miss anything. 120 unleashed by Chopsticks. Jonas has said, nope, see you later. I'm out of here. And I'm not sure why that's restart. Oh, the track ended. That's why that's restarting, so we'll just have to ignore camera 4. The track ended for that one. So Chopsticks has unleashed. We'll do this. Try view. Chopsticks has unleashed a 120 onto Reese Caparzo. He's now breaking away. Mustang is coming in onto Chopsticks. Reese, I think, is in trouble. That 120, Mach 3. Still, I think it's still under power. Right? So we're going. Okay. Missile, still under power. No, it's off power. But it's at 1,700 knots. And it is how far away from Reese? Where is it? 1.2 miles away from Reese Caparzo. Split screen. Here it goes. Missile on the right. Intended target on the left. Play. Here we go. And smash! Reese Caparzo gets bamboozled and pummeled. He takes one up the cornhole, and he is gone. Let's pause it again just to make sure we don't miss anything. We are down to a 2v1. Mustang coming in against Chopsticks. Chopsticks just took down Mustang's wingman. Okay? 120 coming off the rails from Mustang. Pause that camera because we don't care about it. Or sorry, Aim 9 coming off the rails from Mustang. Chopsticks. There's his point of view. So Chopsticks is on the left, Mustang on the right, and then the third camera view we're going to put on Jonas as he gets a little bit closer into this situation. Let's go to Tri-View so we can see everything unfolding here. So we can get the full view. There we go. Play. So Aim 9 coming off from Mustang. Chopsticks is running. Jonas is now recommitting into this. Is Chopsticks going to be able to get away from this Aim 9? It's going to be really close. It's going to be really close, but I think he's going to be able to add energy as that Aim 9 is already down to 0.7 Mach, and Chopsticks, I think, is trying to drag towards Jonas. Mustang is now breaking off from Chopsticks. Jonas is launched a 120 onto Mustang. Jonas breaks away. Mustang now defending. Where is that 120? Where is it? Where is it? It flies over top of Mustang. Mustang now recommitting. He's going to be head-on with Chopsticks. So Mustang now head-on with Chopsticks. Chopsticks head-on with Mustang. And Jonas, our third guy, is sandwiching Mustang. So all of these guys are in a line. Chopsticks leading the way. Chopsticks is in a really bad position against Mustang. Mustang's coming in for a gun. No, it's an Aim 9 shot. And Aim 9 just goes straight through Chopsticks' canopy. And now let's go to split screen as we've got, who do we got here? We've got Mustang launching onto, Jonas launching on Mustang, and that missile connects. So Jonas avenges his fallen comrade, and he is the only pilot remaining. Wow. Things started, and they went strong for 10 minutes straight. The only thing we were missing in that match, ladies and gentlemen, was some BFM. I mean, we got BFM, just didn't have guns. But man, we had everything. Just how many kills do we have in that round? We had 9 kills because Jonas. No, we had 11 kills because Jonas is the only one left. I think the only one we missed was Fratricide. Man, great round. Let's fast forward here so we don't miss anything, or so we're not wasting our time. So Jonas is now RTB. Beep. On his way back. What'd you guys think? A lot of you guys seem to think that was a solid run. Oh, we didn't see everything. We had one disconnect that we didn't see out of Look Avi. Right. So we saw 10 kills. Mike Lansing is correct. There were 10 kills, the DC and the Ninja Squirrels. Right. Damn. I think he's going to have fuel. I mean, he's sitting at 90% engine RPM. The F-16, people are like, F-16, not fuel economy. Whatever. I can't talk. Not very good at fuel economy. But if you're nice to it, the thing can go a long, long way. The biggest problem with the F-16 is people like to firewall it, either in gates or their full buster, which you're going to burn through fuel really, really fast at that point. Monk gifting another sub to Huey Cobra. Thank you very much. You guys like making me hurt. Diagnosis D with 25 bits, Gordo with 8 bits, and then Monk with 1 bit. I'm just bruised. This is an abusive relationship. I need to file a report. You guys keep hitting me with these coins. You throw them hard enough and they hurt. Anyway, thank you guys. Much appreciated. It all goes back to making the stream better. I got to pay my wife back because I took some money that I wasn't necessarily supposed to utilize for the 3090. So I got to put some money back in the coffers, but this goes back to making the stream better. And at this point, it's going back to adding more cameras. So we're going to hopefully add 2 to 4 more cameras, right? That's the goal. How bad would it hurt if I got hit by a Bitcoin? Well, it would hurt, but I think I would get over it for how much Bitcoin is worth right now. What's it worth? 40K right now? That's ridiculous. Monk gifts another sub to Brendiculous. Thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated. 34.6. Did it drop, or is it still going up? I haven't been keeping track. I just see what I see on Reddit every once in a while on that stuff. But Jonas is now geared down. He's finals here at Maycop. And I think he's going to be just fine putting it down. He's engine idle, 67%. Went from 40 to 32. Yeah, but 32 is still ridiculous. That's still a lot. That is still a lot. I just don't like the uncertainty. My brain does not like the uncertainty. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not a fan. So Jonas puts down, and that is going to be the end of round 1, guys. I'm going to send you back to the Supercut, brought to you by Thrustmaster, done up by Alpha Whiskey, and then the Be Right Back screen. We're going to take a 10-minute break as I need to go get something to drink. I need to take care of a couple things, and then we will be back with round 2. And our next guy, who is streaming? Whose view are we streaming for the next round? We are streaming Kingston for the next round because that was what ETF sent me. I don't have any Toro tracks, so we're sitting here on ETF tracks only. Janio says, congrats on the transmission. The team skins is very good. Yeah, thank you very much, brother. You can thank TFS81 Banana for putting that stuff together. He's done a great job at managing all of that. We're doing a competitive skin pack or livery pack. And it's only one livery per jet because otherwise it would get ridiculous. It's already really large, but you got to thank TFS81 Banana for putting all that together and managing all of that. So massive shout outs to him. And I'm going to send you guys the Supercut. Be right back screen after that because I got some stuff I need to go take care of real quick. And so you got 10 minutes. Go get something to drink. Go get something to eat. You got 10 minutes. And then we'll be back with more DCS action. ETF taking on Toro Squadron. ETF up 1-0. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that extended break. I had to mess with the tracks. They were messed up. So there's no first-person view because it was from the wrong round. I didn't have enough time to go back and check the other ones. So just a heads up, there's no first-person track from this one, which is unfortunate, but it's something we have to contend with. So these guys are departing. And we've got Riker and Breeze right here, and then split screen. We're waiting on Mustang and Look Avi to depart over on the right. Eclipse Task Force is now up down at the bottom, while Toro Squadron is up at the top. And when I was playing the tracks, the personal tracks, it was Kingston, and he was up at the top, and that wasn't right. And the other issue that I'm running into with these tracks, the ones from today, is I can't get the bar at the bottom that I figured out last week to come up. So I can't tell the timestamp. Luckily, the first track started right when the round did for some reason. But this one, unfortunately, wasn't synced up, and I was having a hard time getting everything to match up. So it was just kind of a pain. So anyway, we're no first-person view for this round. I'm going to see if I can get them fixed in the future, but no first-person for this round. Will Toro Squadron be able to come back from this? We've got a bit of a ingress, so if you guys want to talk about anything, now's the time. Last ingress before round one, we were talking about my computer and wishes and desires and stuff to make the stream better for my one-man broadcasting show that's been going on. What's going on with Kingston? It wasn't working. I couldn't get it to... Well, it worked. It was for the wrong round. Like, Kingston... It wasn't right. I don't know if it was from round one, the one that was sent to me, or what. But ETF was up top, and that's not right. So I didn't use it for that reason. Yeah, Breeze problems. So anyway, that was that's why there's no first-person views here. Typically, what'll happen on the first-person cameras is the track will start as soon as they load in, right? They won't be in the cockpit yet. But for these tracks, it starts as soon as they get in the cockpit, which makes it really difficult to tell time. The other problem is I don't know if they were saved before to get something working, but the bottom cockpit bar doesn't work, so I can't see the server time. So I'm just sitting in there guessing as far as what time is what, and it doesn't work very well. So no first-person views because of that. Just a heads up. But that would be why. So everybody's going with Toro for this round. I think that's because you guys won a round 3. Well, is it possible to get the head movement of the first? Yes, it is. So Mago, I can do that. However, in order to get that to work, I can't touch anything in the track or it breaks. So that was the other problem, is Kingston's head movement was working, but I couldn't see the time of where the match was, and I don't want to have to sit here and wait for 20 minutes while everybody gets going, because we did that last year, and it's a waste of a lot of time, because that means we're sitting on the ground for an hour, and that's not fun. It's a lot of wasted time. So you can, and they were working. I guess they were just from the wrong round. I couldn't see the match time, which isn't good. Sucks. You guys are all hooting and raving about Toro's liveries. They do look good. Let's take a closer look at them. So this is Fur's livery. And then if we look at Eclipse Task Force, Eclipse Task Force to me gives off a real Middle Eastern vibe. That's just what I feel like when I look at that livery. Now, Toro, is anybody from Toro Squadron here? Is your livery dedicated to somebody? Because I see 1996 to 2016. Is that Is this dedicated to someone? The Toro livery? As we can see on the inside of that fin, 1986 to 2016. But I like both of them. I like that we're starting to see teams come in with their own personal image of themselves, and I'm glad that we're able to showcase that for them, to be able to show to the world, hey, this is how we see ourselves. I really like that we're able to do that for them. That's a big plus. I need to fix my my camera. See if we can fix that again. Just fixing the camera, guys. There we go. Fixed. Boom. Or should be pretty well fixed. I had to run two chroma keys on top of one another, and because there was two different colors I had to get rid of, but it worked. She worked like a charm. Yes, yes. I don't know why I'm talking like Sean Connery. Doesn't sound like Sean Connery at all. These guys are now, how far apart are we? 63 miles, so we still got a bit of time before these guys start unleashing at one another. Again, there will be no first-person view for this round because the tracks are, first-person tracks are a little issue-prone. So I don't know what exactly was going on, but there's no first-person view for this round. Just heads up. Currently riding along with Riker and Fur and Look Avi, 2 for Toro Squadron and 1 for ETF. Coming in here, ETF is currently up 1-0 if you're just joining us over Toro Squadron in a bear of a match during round 1. I mean, it was huge. Everybody, so 11 people died in that round. And it was really unfortunate that Toro lost Look Avi to a disconnect because that could have made the difference in that round. Can't watch without, dude, yeah. I can't watch anything without snacks. I need food. My mouth's got to be doing something. Take that for what you will. But got to be doing something. Shout out to Gordo for dropping another gifted sub to Stooner. Monk gave another one to, oh, I got that one, Brandon Oculus. Much appreciated, guys. You are, everybody that gives to this channel, it is what makes everything possible. It's what makes the multiple cameras and the better webcam and all that stuff. That is what makes all of this possible. I'm just one guy, so sometimes I'm limited to how much I can do with my 2 arms and my limited brain capacity, but that is what keeps us going here. Missile off the rail coming from, I think that's on from Breeze. I can't tell, though, who that's from. Let's ride along with it, see if it's got any heartstrings that it wants. Does it want to go to its lover, or is it going to fly into a mountain? Is it even tracking anybody? I don't see anybody yet. Still don't see anybody. Let's see. It's zooming down here. So the SD-10, 38,000 feet. The people that it's tracking are at 8,000 and 14,000 feet. So they're going to be directly below it. There they are. It looks like it's tracking. I can't tell who it's tracking. Who is that? Kastoy. It's on Kastoy. 2 miles away. Missile's still at 800 knots. And it's not going to have the juice to be able to stay with Kastoy as he goes into the canyon, and he's going to line of sight it. There it goes. But the missile doesn't care, and it's still tracking. Still trucking. Did not care about that line of sight at all. But now it doesn't have enough energy to be able to turn over, and it doesn't have line of sight now for sure. And it's going to fly headlong into the mountain and become North Korean technology. See you later. There we go. So missile off from Riker or Breeze, and that goes back to, is that lack of missiles going to come back to haunt them? We saw not having the preferred missile impact ETF in round 1. Are we going to see it be a thing here in round 2? Kingston launching onto, looks like it's on Look Avi. Let's grab it. Here it comes. Switch to camera 4. Here comes the missile. She's cruising. Mach 3, still on Look Avi. Look Avi, 12,000 feet and flanking right. And I don't see that as being a threat to him, as he defended very, very early. And the missile's going to have to turn and turn and turn and turn to be able to stay with him, as Look Avi is being aggressive in his defensive flying. He's now breaking back to the left, and that missile's going to have to swing around as it tries to make something happen. And it's still got 8 miles to go in order to close on that, and it is now closing in on coming in under 1,000 knots. So well defended by Look Avi. That thing's not going to be able to make anything happen. However, the 3-ship for Toro, for Look Avi and Shippy, are way, way out of the fight. Look how far away they are in comparison to Reese Caparzo, Mustang, and Castoy. I mean, they are, how far away are they? 40 miles away from the other 3-ship. 40 miles. 40 miles. Guys, that is way out there. Get back into the fight. They've got time to recover, because ETF's being a little bit patient. They're not hugely aggressive. They weren't very aggressive until things really started happening there in round 1. Jonas and Chopsticks are hot. Dizzy's hot. And then Riker, Breeze, and Kingston are all cold. But, guys, you have got to get back into the fray here. You've got to jump back into this fight and come down here south. Look Avi especially. Are you regrouping into a Stinger? Why are you still cold? Look, Avi, you are 50 miles away from the nearest adversary. He is recommitting. So maybe they were trying to get into a Stinger. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Chippy now 30 miles or so away from Chopsticks. This engagement down here to the south is a lot closer, 21 miles separating Mustang and Breeze. Breeze is now coming cold. I like that Breeze, I got to give Breeze credit that he holds on to missiles. He does a good job of not launching, and so does Riker. I mean, we can look at Riker. Riker still has all 6 of his missiles. And I think it was actually Riker that didn't fire in the first pass. I think it was actually Breeze. But Breeze in that situation, coming head-to-head with Mustang, he very easily could have launched and wasted a missile at 20 miles. I mean, yes, it could have hit, but you're gambling with chance on whether or not it's going to be effective at that range. You might as well just wait. Just wait. Because if you get inside 10 miles with an SD-10, man, they got to notch it. They're not going to out-energy a missile launch from that range. An SD-10 launch from that close. Now, Dizzy puts a SD-10 out onto, I think that's Mustang. But, guys, patience. Patience. I know it can seem like launching from 20 miles or something is a great idea, but when the missile enters terminal, it is so easy to bleed that energy, and if the missile still isn't under boost, it rapidly decelerates. So hold on to it. Just patience. Patience is key. I mean, obviously don't be so patient you never launch, but holding on to your weapons in a team match isn't the worst thing that can happen, especially if you're coming against a team that likes to launch. I mean, I haven't seen a weapon come off from Toro yet, which is great. And as soon as I say that, Reese Caparzo launches. He's at 27,000 feet, Mach 0.9. Not a great launching situation. I'm not hugely happy about that one. I think that's on Dizzy. Dizzy's hot. 40,000. I mean, he's at 40,000 feet. So if Dizzy were to continue on in that trajectory, it could have some potential if Dizzy didn't defend rather quickly. And let's grab this missile. Here it is. So let's ride along with this just to see if it's going to... It is an SD-10. It's off boost. But you can see how fast this thing is decelerating, right? So it was at 1,500 knots when we first jumped on it. It's at 1,000 knots now, and it hasn't closed even a mile of distance to Dizzy. Or to... Who was that? Who is that up there? And to Reese Caparzo. So this is the benefit of waiting. If you can get a missile that's still under boost, or if you're launching from Mach 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and from higher altitude, you're giving your missile that much better of a chance to be able to make something happen. All right? You got to wait. You got to wait. It's like you're dating. You're trying to get the girl's attention. You don't want to, go too early. Doesn't want to happen. Or let's make this an adult conversation, right? I think we're all adults here. Let's turn this to sex. You don't want to blow it too early because then she's not satisfied. You went off in 2 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever, and that's not worth it. It's not fun anymore. But on the flip side of that coin, you don't want to wait too long because now she's complaining that it hurts, or he's complaining that it hurts. I don't know, whatever your sexual orientation is. But now it's too late. Now it's raw, and it doesn't feel good anymore. You got to wait to the perfect time. The perfect time. It always escalates quickly, Chopsticks. You gotta roll with it. Motion of the ocean, right? Doubt anyone could actually last that long. My key when Moltar's personal life, you got to think about something else. I think about, as funny as it is, chicken sandwiches. Just think about something totally bizarre. That's totally out there. Dr. Moltar, that's right. Need to send you guys all my credentials. My DCS credentials. Anyway, enough about that. But seriously, waiting until the right time with missiles is perfect. You got to wait till the right time. Oh, Jonas. Wow. You are way up here. Let's pause. We got off on a tangent here and things got a little away from us. Okay. And the cameras, I think, are a little out of sync. This one's a little behind. So let's play that and catch you up. There we go. You're 1 second behind. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at what exactly is going on here. So Jonas got way up here. He is like in it. I mean, how far away are you? 9 miles. So this looks like he's closer than he is, but he is way far away from his nearest compadre. Jonas is probably 30 miles away from 20 miles. 20 miles away from Chopsticks. That's going to be difficult to support your buddy. Mutual support from 20 miles away is rough. That's going to be tough. Missiles, they don't work from that far away. He got up here. He didn't launch, though. I haven't seen him launch unless... Well, let's back up. Did he launch anything? Okay, so he launched one at Lukavi. Not bad. This would have been a decent shot against Chippy, but I think he recognized maybe that Chippy was low. Launching from 10 miles isn't going to be hugely effective, so I like that he held it there. He waited for the right moment. He's thinking about those chicken sandwiches. Waiting for the right moment, the perfect moment where it all melds together. But he's getting in it. He is inside it. So let's hit play and see how this is going to continue. We're rolling. Okay. But Jonas is, man, I didn't realize he was up that far. Still 6 pilots remaining. Not a lot of missiles. Well, I say that, and there's 4 in the air from Toro Squadron, but ETF has been using them judiciously. I mean, they are all over the place. Everybody's getting missiles. I don't know how many are left. I've got 2 SD-10s on Kingston's aircraft, 2 PL-12s. Fur from Toro Squadron has 3 120s and 2 AIM-9s left. So missiles are being utilized quite a bit from both teams. And now Kingston, it's right along with him, is getting in here deep, and he's going head-to-head against Look Avi. And I think this is an engagement unfolding here that may be worth looking into. Here's the split screen of this engagement. Actually, let's go to Tri-View so we can get the maps involved here. So Look Avi is right here coming up against Kingston, and we can see it on TAC view as well down below. Kingston is flanking. I don't know that he can see. Either of these guys can see each other because they are both low. They are both very low. What's the distance between these two guys? Distance is 9 miles. Okay, so looks like Look Avi is potentially breaking away from Kingston, but meanwhile Kingston is turning into Look Avi. So I don't know if, oh, now they're both turning into each other. We're now 7 miles away. Both of these guys are in the weeds. 120 off from Look Avi onto Kingston, and Kingston responds with an SD-10. The SD-10 is going to have much, much more energy by the time it reaches its target. It's still going to be burning, or pretty close to burning. It's a big missile, so it doesn't slow down well. Look, Avi, you've got to notch. You have to notch. And there is the unwanted penetration done by Kingston onto Look Avi. And Look Avi, look at him. He doesn't know what to do. He's just upside down floating. He's shocked. He took it. And slowly comes back to Earth. And in pieces. Man. Kingston, well done. Seizing the moment on that opportunity. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. You have got to utilize your weapons at the correct time. Kingston did exactly that. SD-10, inside 7 miles. Bam! The mini telephone pole, the light pole. What can we call the SD-10? It's not as big as an AIM-54. What can we call the SD-10? Somebody come up with it. Give me a name. Street light? Street lamp. The lamp post. Lamp post. We call it the 2x4. Maybe the 2. No. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But Kingston utilized that to great effect. Waiting, launched it at the perfect time. However, he only has the Lincoln log. Oh. The Lincoln log. That's got to be like the AIM-9 or something. The Lincoln log. That's a solid one. That is a solid one. I like that. The 5G tower. But that's big. 5G tower is big. Solid recommendations. But let's take stock in what's still here. Okay, so we've got 6 remaining for Eclipse Task Force. Kingston just took down, right here, Look Avi. Okay? The next engagement, I think, is going to happen somewhere down here. Mustang, though, ugh. It doesn't look good. However, Riker and Dizzy are both cold. So this might as well be a 1v1 situation. How far away are these guys? 11 miles. Okay, let's take a look at this situation. We've got Mustang right here. And then then we've got Breeze is our other guy. Okay. Right there. And then we've got our map. Let me move this. Come down here so we can come in on this. Okay. And let's hit play. This is, I think, going to be our next engagement because these guys are already 11 miles. They're hot against each other, both under Mach 0.9. Breeze in his JF-17 is going to have the range advantage. Let's see if it plays out the same as Kingston against Look Avi. Here we go. So Mustang coming in head-on against Breeze. Breeze head-on against Mustang. They both see each other, I think. Missiles being launched simultaneously. The double tap coming from Mustang. SD-10 coming from Breeze. Mustang is going to have a much better time being able to line of sight that. He does a very good job of line of sighting that. Let's go to the... Uh-oh. Okay. Or is anything going to hit? No, nothing hits. They're both line of sighted. Okay, split screen. Well, not split screen. Tac view. Okay, so now they're both recommitting against one another. Mustang recommitting, Breeze recommitting. Sorry, wrong view. This view. Mustang recommitting, Breeze recommitting. Breeze is hot onto Mustang. Mustang is just now starting to come around the end. Breeze is going to be coming over that ridge, I think right there, okay? So Breeze does not see Mustang yet. Doesn't see him, but Mustang picks up Breeze in vertical scan, and Breeze is in for it. Breeze is in for a world of pain as this missile is hot on his tail. Mustang, I think, is trying to get away, and he gets smashed by that 120. Cameras were a little bit out of sync, but we made it work, and Breeze gets hammered. Again, no lube insertion, and Breeze gets taken down, this time in a fiery ball of, I don't even know, in comparison to Look Avi, who got taken down and didn't know what happened. Breeze went down in a flaming pile of wreckage. He didn't know what happened. I mean, he didn't know what happened, but he was a little bit more dramatic about it. Okay. Again, let's look at the TAC view and see what's going on here. So Breeze gets taken down. We're now equalized 5 pilots apiece. Kingston took down Look Avi. Mustang took down Breeze. And that kill between Mustang and Breeze, let's back it up and take a look at it. This comes down to Breeze not being able to see Mustang as he came over the hill. Guys, you never, ever want to be the first one over the hill. Ever. And that probably goes for infantry combat, vehicle combat. I don't know if they teach that, but you never want to be the first one over the hill. If you are the first one over the hill, which is exactly what happened to Breeze, what ends up happening is you have to gain your SA. You can't see him before you come over the hill. He's looking at the hill. He's not blind by anything. So you're blind by the hill. He's blind by the hill. But now you're coming over the hill first so he can see you immediately. Then you have to get your bearings, right? Because the hill is right in front of your face. You look like this. You're like this. And then you go like that, and then you can all of a sudden see everything. He's like miles behind the hill. Behind the hill. And you come over the hill, you're very easy for him to see, and that's exactly what happened between Mustang and Breeze. Okay, so Breeze comes over the hill right here. Right here. And you can see, as soon as Breeze comes over the hill, Mustang's like, aha, I see you. A missile comes off the rail. Breeze isn't even pointed in the right direction. And therefore cannot fire back. He tries to turn in to try and get a missile off. This is the killing stroke for Breeze. Instead of immediately defending, he turns into it. This is the nail in the coffin. This kills him because he turned into it instead of immediately defending and getting back over that hill. You never want to do this or you are going to die, and Breeze does just that and takes this 120 to the dome and ends in a pile of flaming parts all over the hillside for North Korean ninja squirrels to take up. Okay, that is Moltar's judgment on what ended up happening in that engagement. So let the TAC view catch up here. There we go. Now let's look at what's going on. So now we've got 5 pilots remaining for Toro Squadron, 4 for ETF. Dizzy is now going to be in a dizzy place. And maybe Riker. We're into a 3v2. All hell is breaking loose up here to the north. But Fur and Chippy are cold, so I don't anticipate anything going to be happening to them. Chippy's got this missile on his 6, but I think he's far enough away that that's not going to be able to run him down at Mach 2.1. I think he's okay. So I think this is where the next thing's going to happen. You've got a 2v1 scenario opening between Reese Caparzo and Castoy at Dizzy. 2-ship against Singleton. Riker, I think, is going to switch off onto Mustang. Have to see if anything happens here. So let's grab some guys. Let's see what happens. Doot. So here is Castoy. Let's grab What do we want? Let's grab Reese. I like that camo. And now let's grab Dizzy. Okay, so Dizzy has the altitude advantage. Let's go to TriView so we can see all this. Dizzy has the altitude advantage. Significantly. He's at 34,000 feet. Castoy's at 11,000. Reese Caparzo's at 20,000. If Dizzy gets the first shot off, which he gets with the SD-10, I think he's in the driver's seat. But the missile's gotta be effective. Have to see if either Reese or Castoy are able to notch this, because it's a dangerous shot. This is a dangerous shot, I think. How far away are they from each other? This is a dangerous SD-10 from 35,000 feet. Let's see what happens. Here we go. So we're playing now. TriView. We've got Castoy on camera 1, Caparzo on camera 2, and Dizzy on camera 3. SD-10 is rolling towards Castoy. The advantage of a 2v1 scenario is he only launched one SD-10, okay? The SD-10 is on Castoy. What that means is Reese Caparzo can continue to attack. And if I were in his situation, I would go radar off right now. Because you want to make him think that you are defending. Get him visually, go radar off. Reese Caparzo is now hot still, but I think he's lost Dizzy. I don't think he sees him. Looks like he picked him up right now. Dizzy, up here on camera 3, I don't think sees Reese Caparzo. Reese Caparzo has launched on Dizzy, and Dizzy is going to get smashed. It's going to be his head spinning as he gets hit high to low. So this whole fight started with him being high, but instead he turns low. Reese Caparzo goes high and comes down from the top and puts one through the canopy. Reese Caparzo gets another kill on ETF. Pause again. Let's check out what's going on the TAC view. Things are happening rapidly. We've had Kingston take down Lukavi, Mustang take down Breeze, and now Reese Caparzo take down Dizzy. Man. Okay, so whew. 4 pilots remaining for ETF, 5 for Toro. So Toro has gone from being on the back foot to now being ahead. All right. Back foot to now being ahead. Riker is now all alone down here to the south. I'm worried about Riker's positioning. However, there's not really anything that I see immediately happening. Well, Riker and Mustang are head-to-head, so we need to keep an eye on that. Let's flip over and look at Riker and Mustang. Riker just launched an SD-10. Where is it? There it is. There's the SD-10. So we're going to grab it and then see what happens. Come on, camera. Catch up. There we go. All right. Here we go. So the SD-10 is unleashed by Riker. It's coming on a Mustang. Mustang is low, and he's already defending. I don't see that as being a problem for him. And we got to pause again because the cameras are out of sync. Sorry. One of the cameras got jacked up, so I got to resync it. Give me a moment. This is the problem with DCS and single workstation controls is I'm actually using auto hotkey to just hit pause and play on all of these at relatively the same time, and sometimes auto hotkey doesn't unpause or it doesn't execute correctly, so I just kind of have to roll with it sometimes. But Riker launches an SD-10 onto Mustang. Let's see, where's Mustang? Here's the missile. As it comes in on him. Let's hit play now. Okay, we got it. And the SD-10, I don't see... There's Mustang. So he line-of-sighted it. That SD-10 isn't tracking anymore. Well defended by Mustang. Well done there. Well done. But now the incursion, I think, is going to be Fur coming in against Double Tap against Chopsticks, and Chopsticks is in trouble. Chopsticks has 2 missiles coming from Fur. 1.5 miles, under mile, half mile, face mile. Chopsticks gets hit. He is the next casualty for ETF. So things are going from bad to worse for these guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then Fur. So he kind of equalized it again. Fur hit a tree. Where's Fur? So Fur launched and then defending a 120. Or did he get hit? Oh, no, he got hit. So they traded. Chopsticks launched at Fur. Fur launched at Chopsticks. And this is a situation, ladies and gentlemen. You must notch. Sorry, you guys weren't seeing that. You have to notch this. You're not going to out-energy this. You're at Mach 0.8. It's not going to happen. Diagnosis, yeah, he traded. It's not going to happen. You have to notch. And neither of one of them did, and they paid for it by getting smacked in the face by an incoming explosive. I don't know. Close-range explosive guys, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to die. Anyway, here we go. Carrying on. So we're down to 3v5. So ETF has 3. And, sorry, 3v4. And Toro has 4. So we got Kingston up here to the north, Jonas a little bit south, and then Riker way down here to the south. 2v1 down here, and a 2v2 up here. Kingston head-to-head with Chippy. Caparzo in here with Jonas. Are they head-to-head? Oh, they are. Oh, my goodness. Let's take a look at that. You guys like this pausing, or what do you guys think? I'm doing a lot more of it, so what do you guys think? Do you like it? Let's hit play. Here we go. Split screen. So we've got Caparzo coming in against Jonas. 120 coming from Caparzo. Can we see it? There it is. 2 miles away. He's not going to get away from it. These guys are continually trying to out-energy missiles, and they don't have the airspeed. Well done by Reese Caparzo. He didn't have to defend anything coming on him, and he takes down Jonas. Well done. These missiles are coming in hard and fast, close, and they're just wrecking people. And now down here to the south, we've got this possible incursion. Oh, we going to catch it? We going to catch it? Kastoy coming in here against Riker. Riker unleashing a 120. Is that going to make... Oh, it did! It made it right over the treetops, and he gets pounded. I thought that was going to be another tech grab for the Ninja Squirrels, but it ended up making it over. Kastoy takes down Riker. So now it is a 4v2. I think. Is it? It doesn't seem right. One of these cameras is wrong. It's a 4v2. Okay. 4v2. Kingston is all by himself. And Chippy, I think, is going to be the man coming in here from the north. He's coming in here from the north on Kingston. You've got Reese Caparzo down to the south on the other side of Kingston. Kingston has now committed into Chippy. They're now head-to-head. I don't see Kingston yet. That's Caparzo. So Kingston is low on the other side of the hill. And I'm going to pause this because this is another one of these situations where it's first over the hill. And I have a feeling one of these guys, the first one that comes over this hill, is going to be the one that dies. All right. So here's split screen. Actually, let's do tri-view. And where are we? All right, so here's tri-view. We got Chippy and Kingston and the attack view. Here we go. And I have a feeling it's going to be the first one over the hill is going to be the one to do it. Oh, neither of them are going to hide behind the hill. Okay, so they're both right over. It's just going to be who picks the other one up first. And it's going to be Chippy who sees Kingston, and Kingston just flies headlong into an AIM-9. I would have liked to see defensive countermeasures being deployed by Chippy after launching, but it doesn't matter. Still got 3 tanks on. That must be a showcase of dominance. Oh, he got hit. What did he get hit by? Must have been a little bit of lag, but he got hit, so that ends up being a trade. Oh, no. Huh. Very strange. A little bit of lag there. But it doesn't matter because Kingston gets taken down, and Kingston was the last remaining combatant. Last remaining combatant for ETF. So Toro Squadron, as long as they're able to make it back, as long as Toro Squadron's able to make it back, which I don't see being a problem, they are equalizing this at 1 apiece, and we're going to go to a round 3. Oh, is it TK? Really? Oh my God, it was! Look at that! This is a perfect example of why you do not launch into a furball. Guys, don't do this. Even if it was tracking the right person, which I don't think, well, it might be. It might be taking lead on Kingston. It can very easily pick up a friendly. You do not launch into a furball. Ever. Because this is what is going to happen. He dies. The only remaining contact that the missile can see is Chippy, and Chippy gets pounded by a second 120. The first one actually missed. The second one tracks him, and Chippy gets taken down. I mean, maybe he was just launching in there, and Chippy said, yeah, go ahead, because we got other pilots remaining. But, man, even if he let him know, Borchi, I don't think he was going to be able to get away from that one. Even if he let him know. I don't anticipate that he was going to get away from that. Don't do that. Bad things happen. So let's fast forward, get these guys back. Man, Toro Squadron equalizing it. Yeah, Tom Mago, he fired 2 to make sure he killed his teammate. And looks like they logged out, and they're not going to make these guys land. So well done. Well done by Toro Squadron equalizing this. 3 pilots remaining. Could have been 4 if Caparzo didn't kill Chippy. We've had 2 fratricides, 1 in each round. And it's, man. Man, what a great couple of rounds this has been. What a great couple of rounds. So they didn't make us go back. I'm going to send you guys back to the Supercut. I don't think this one's going to take as long. So right after the Supercut, or shortly after, I should be able to bring you back. And we will be back with round 3 between Eclipse Task Force and Toro Squadron. One that decides it all. Winner takes all coming at you. Tied at 1 apiece. Eclipse Task Force, Toro Squadron. Supercut. Brought to you by Thrustmaster and done by Alpha Whiskey. Coming at you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on the floor with Toro Squadron down here at Senaki. Again, this is Senaki taking on Makeup, Toro Squadron taking on Eclipse Task Force, and what has been a barn burner. Things going back and forth, aircraft dying everywhere. This is a very, very equal match. I mean, first round went down to 1 pilot remaining. Second round went down to 3 pilots remaining, but it was a lot closer than that. We are here now in round 3. The winner takes all. The big and all-inclusive kabooti. Who is going to come out with all the cake? Is it going to be Toro Squadron on the back of that round 2 win, which I think deep down, round 2, if you win in round 2, you have all the advantage? Or is Eclipse Task Force going to be able to fight back from that morale detriment and claw it away from Toro Squadron? ETF up at Maycount. Toro Squadron being represented by Fur, Chippy, Reese Caparzo, Riker, Mustang, and Look Avi. Or sorry, Castoy, Mustang, and Look Avi. Meanwhile, ETF represented by Aspen, Chopsticks, Kingston, Dizzy, Breeze, and Riker. There we go. Who is going to come out with all the marbles? Who's doing it? Chat, who do you think? Who's coming out with it? I always say winner round 2's got the advantage. They got all the morale. It's their match to lose, in my opinion, at this point. Gordo B thinks planes are going to die. Said in his best... Oh, what is that guy's name? Jaja Binks. Interpretation. Brain went a little dumb. Man. Who's going? Aspen. Sometimes these guys don't rearm until right before they take off. So I think he's going to rearm as soon as they get the go, or the ready. And that way they can refuel and stuff. If you rearm too early and things like that, it can really fuck with your fuel in the F-16. Is Riker's camera working? No. They're operating kind of weird, Breeze. I don't know what the deal is. I don't think it's your fault. Something's going on with them. Not entirely sure what. But just waiting for these guys to depart. Looks like they are indeed departing. Fur leading the way for Toro Squadron. Breeze and Riker leading the way for ETF. Oh, Aspen for sure. When in doubt, blame Breeze. No doubt. No doubt at all. What are your guys' predictions for this matchup? Been a little bit longer match today. Usually, past couple matches, we've been done in an hour. This one's going on over 2. As I said, my prediction is going to be Toro Squadron because they won round 2. And I think you have a big advantage coming in after winning round 2. At least that's how I see it. This has been a great matchup today. It's been pretty solid. Next year, I was talking to Alpha Whiskey about this. Well, maybe we were talking about this earlier. I don't remember. Next year, the Supercut today has some time changes, and that was just to try stuff. Next year, we are going to introduce the time of day variable, and weather, as long as ED releases the new cloud stuff, hopefully soon. ED, we're waiting. We're going to really bring in time of day, and we're going to bring in weather. And the reason we're going to do that is to add more variables, because you don't always fly at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's not how this happens. So the teams are going to be able to do the same as they do on mission selection and weapon selection. I'm not sure how, if we're going to do it like weapon selection or mission selection. They're going to be able to do time of day and weather. So maybe one team does time of day and the other team does weather. I don't know for sure yet how that's going to be done. But that is going to be an inclusive part of this, because I think that is something that people need to contend with. I don't know that we'll have tankers in next year. We may change how that works. I was hesitant to put them in the bubble because I didn't want them to become missile targets. But I don't know what's going to happen. Dave GT 2022 or later this year? Later this year. Next season. This season. The 2021 season. Well, Mr. McMaster, that's part of it, you know? It's something you got to contend with. You know, it's part of DCS, part of air combat. Something these guys need to learn with. That's what SATAL's about. You got to deal with everything that's thrown at you. Yeah, got to make it simple, for sure. All the weather and time of day selections would probably be done right before takeoff, like they are now, and then teams would then be able to choose what they want to fly. But you know, that's part of air combat. If you don't want to fly at night, you could veto night. You know, you could choose just all the times of day that weren't night, or you could give up. You know, maybe if you really want to veto something, you would be giving up the ability to have as much say in one of the other avenues. Maybe that's how we do it. I don't know. I haven't really come to a conclusion about how I want to do it next year or next season yet. Be interesting. I know it's something that will be included. I just don't know how yet. Just don't know how yet. Samurai sounds intriguing. Yeah. Riker, weather and time adds addition. It does. It does. And it's going to change the way people fly in certain areas. Like, you're flying over mountains at night, you're probably not going to be getting low because there is that added level of massive anxiety when you're flying low over mountains because you can't see them at all. And you don't want to fly too low and then be dead. It definitely gives certain planes an advantage over others, but that's why the veto process is so important. Because I want to give teams the ability to curtail a match in somewhat their favor or their way, but I want them, if they do that, to have to give up something else. Like maybe they give up as much of a say in what mission locations. So maybe you have to give up so many selections for mission location if you want to veto or take away certain weather or time of day selections. So just things to consider. And I'll think about it, but I think this is a variable that needs to be contended and added, especially with the new, hopefully soon, weather system being added. But maneuver kills are definitely going to be part of it, right? It adds a totally different aspect to how they fly, and I would love to be able to cast things at night. We obviously, with tracks, can change things, and I can make it so it's not quite as far night. And I can do things with filters and things afterwards. And we have labels to be able to see. They're not going to have any of that. Borchi, the new F-18 ECM, definitely. Definitely. But we're going to have to see. You know, if things that come out are not competitive, we're going to have to curtail them or something. We'll just have to see. Have to see how things go. Well, people want fun, I would think, not pain. Well, they do want fun. But remember, this is competitive DCS. So I'm trying to introduce variables, and if it doesn't work well, then we take it out. But we'll never know if we don't try it. Like the weapon restriction thing was added this year. Mission location selection was added this year. And I think it has gone amazingly well because it has allowed teams to choose how they want to fight. All right? I think it adds a level of planning and things that weren't in SATAL before. And having random mission selection and stuff really kind of screwed teams in a way. Flagpole, that's a good one. Good one, Diagnosis. Good. Yes, I like that. SD10 is the flagpole. And you got the telephone pole. We got to think of the babies. What was the funny one? Not the flagpole. Lincoln Log. Who's going to be, like AIM 9 and the PL5 should be Lincoln Logs. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Butt plug? Zelfer, the sex conversation was earlier. You're a little late. MiG-Master, you definitely can, but that's why it's important that teams be able to veto, because if teams fly planes that don't have MBGs, then maybe you veto night. That's just something that you have to do. It's just how that goes. Team's starting to get a little bit closer. I think this match is going to be a little bit more patient than the last rounds. We typically see that in round 3 because teams don't want to commit and then have an early casualty. And Eclipse Task Force does bring up a good point that most of the people in SATAL fly hi-fi jets, and most of them have MBGs. Are there any that don't? No? I think that Tomcat I don't think does. But you're just going to have to fly in a way in those jets that you can't. Is the JF-17? I don't know. Eclipse Task Force says yes, and he would know because Breeze flies the JF-17. You can, and if people want to do that, Master, then that's what they do. But I'd rather have the variables to see. Something to try. And maybe if we don't do night or time of day, maybe we just do weather. That could be something else, storms or what have you. Maybe we do that. Definite possibility. Oh, not on HUD. That's a good point, Mago. Yeah, maybe. Things to think about. Things to think about. Both teams being much more patient this round. You can see Breeze turning around, Kingston and Dizzy turning around, and Breeze, I think that's with Riker. So both those guys turning cold. Fur and Chippy have both turned cold. Reese Caparzo and Castoy have also both turned cold. So these guys are being much more patient, much more unwilling to commit headlong into a situation that they don't know the outcome of. Borchi, are FC-3 aircraft not in for a season? No, they will. I think they will be. But we haven't seen a lot of them in this. They're available. Well, you can still use the F-15. F-15 can be fairly effective, and we do see TAW use it quite a bit. The problem with the weapon restrictions and stuff, Master, is that it's really hard to dictate and get everything balanced and still allow as many weapons as possible. You have to make cuts at some point. So, unfortunately, the Su-27 has been one of those cuts. Which has been unfortunate, but I think DCS as a whole is transitioning to full FI. SD-10 being launched by Kingston. That is a long SD-10 launch. Again, I don't like these long SD-10 launches. I just don't think they're hugely effective. They come in here from ranges and 1,700 knots. I mean, it's maintaining its energy pretty well, coming down from 55,000 feet, now 50,000 feet. While we're waiting for these guys to continue and while we're riding along with this missile, does anybody have any suggestions on an 80-20 pit? I'm still leaning towards the Monster Tech one, the MTX, but does anybody else have any others? Are there any other ones out there? I don't really think there are. Missile's now at 1,200 knots, so it's still doing a great job at keeping its energy up. Mustang now defending aggressively, and you can see how fast we've gone from 1,200 down to 800 knots, and it just can't stay with him in these last parts of guidance. This is why it's really important to try and launch your missiles as close as possible and to give them the highest probability of them hitting their target. And nothing wrong with NATO on NATO. Back to attack view. Toro seeming to be much more liberal with their missile use. 120 coming from Mustang, one coming up in the north from Look Avi. This 120 coming in on Breeze or Riker, can't tell who, but it is coming in. Lots of new follows today, so thank you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying what's going on. A little bit of a hiccup. There it goes. It's fun though because all the clients hiccup at the same time, so I don't have to worry about desync. It's quite nice. And this missile is not going to reach out and be able to touch anyone in their no place. Where is my mouse? There it is. So still 6 pilots remaining for both sides. Kingston and Dizzy over here to the west. Riker and Breeze, the south formation for Eclipse Task Force. And then Aspen and Chopsticks, the northern 2 ship for ETF. Mustang and Castoy, western formation. Fur and Reese Caparzo, the center ones for Toro. And then the northeastern formation is Chippy and Look Avi. Another AIM 120 being launched by Mustang, and that is from 21 miles at 22,000 feet onto Dizzy. I don't see that as a good shot. I just don't. Hold your missiles. Guys, hold on to them. It's going to be out of energy completely by the time it gets to Dizzy. And look, Dizzy's already cold. It's not going to work. All you're doing is turning your adversaries around. .120 now being launched from Fur. And again, I mean, look how far away that is. Fur is probably launching on Chopsticks, 35 miles. Woo-wee! That is a long way. That is a long, long way. Not going to work. Mach 1.8 and slowing down. SC-10 now coming off from Kingston onto Mustang. That's a bit better of a shot. That is from 14 miles. Kingston onto Mustang. Let's grab that one. Actually, let's jump to Mustang's point of view and see if we can see it. Here's Mustang's point of view. Don't see the missile yet. It's going to be... That might be it back there at 10,000 feet. So this one didn't arc. And it's going to be well over 5 miles behind him. It's already down to under Mach 1. They just bleed so fast. They grow up so fast, man. They slow down. They die. SD-10 now coming out of the north. Is that from Chops? No, that's from Breeze. And that one's on Reese Caparzo. Interesting. Very interesting. Uh-oh. I gotta fix my cameras here, guys. 1 second. They got out of sync. Okay, so we're all synced up now. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Still 6 pilots remaining for both teams. And everybody's still pretty separated. There's a lot of missiles that have come off. However, if we look at Reese Caparzo still has all of his missiles. And Castoy has all of his missiles. And Dizzy has all of his missiles. Look, Avi. I say this, and then most of these guys have all of their missiles still. Moltar, you just lie to people. Anyway, let's go. So we're playing again. Back to tack view. Nobody willing to commit. Nobody willing to go balls to the wall, full on Leroy Jenkins, and run in there and see if they can make something happen. Missile coming off from Castoy. That's his first launch of the of the game. Another one coming off from Look Avi. You can see that one take off there. Luis Caparzo hasn't launched anything yet. Dizzy, still nothing. Or sorry, Dizzy actually put an SD-10 out. Can't tell who that one's on, though. Looks like it may be on Castoy. But nobody really wanting to jump in, go full Libra Jenkins and jump in and try and see if they can be the Oprah and say everybody gets a missile and unleash the mayhem, unleash the fray. What is that? I have never seen that before. That was cool. I've never seen that. Is that new? On Dizzy's aircraft, the Mach thing, the transonic cone? That was awesome. I've never seen that. Not new. New, not new. Was it new or not? New. Okay. I have no idea if it's new or not, guys. You're confusing the hell out of me. Regardless, Dizzy has turned around. Now Aspen's carrying the mantle. 120 coming off from him onto, I think that's on Mustang. Chippy thought about getting into the fray, but he has since turned around. 4 months, really? Oh, well, not that new. 120 response from Mustang onto Aspen. I don't like these response shots. Like, you've been shot at. You're just launching because you've been shot at, it feels like. That missile's still, your opponent's 15 miles away. He's just going to turn around at this level of play. It's not worth it. 120 launch from Fur onto Chopsticks in Riker. That one is 20 miles from 27,000 feet under Mach 1. If you're going to launch these missiles, you better be at 40,000 feet, Mach 1.5, in an attempt to make something at least possible in these scenarios. I mean, launching from under Mach 1 at 20,000 feet ain't going to work. Got to get your speed up. Still 6 pilots remaining for both sides. Nobody wanting to overcommit yet. Or not necessarily overcommit, but commit. Come on, Sim. There we go. You can do it. So teams being very patient. Borchi says, man, these things last forever. Nobody has balls. Well, they do, but I think it's very different in the way that it's competitive and they don't want to get in an unrecoverable scenario. So the best way to avoid that is just not commit. And that way nothing happens and you don't die. But then you end up possibly running out of fuel and running out of munitions. So it's a double-edged sword. You either commit and put yourself out there, or you don't commit and possibly run out of stores, which is something you don't want to do either. Borchi, that is a great point. You can't win if you can't do anything. Great point. And I will totally agree with you on that one. Toro Castoy launching from a decent distance. Dizzy now coming in. That 120 looks to be on Dizzy. 15,000 feet, not a great fan of that one. But Dizzy is at 38,000 feet for that 120 launch. We can see the 120 take off from his aircraft. There it goes. Not sure who that one's going to be on. It doesn't look like it's on Castoy. I don't know if that's a mistake. It looks like it's on Reese Caparzo. But it is climbing 43,000 feet now. And it is flying right past Castoy. It is definitely on Reese Caparzo, and that missile's going to do a decent job of being able to maintain its energy. I mean, look at it. It's Mach 2.7. It's on Reese Caparzo, or I think it is. Is it coming into terminal? It is on terminal now. Let's grab it. There it is. There's his view. And let's go to Reese's view. So here's Reese. Missiles in the upper left corner. And where is it? There it is. It's coming down from on high, 5 miles away. Missiles at 600 knots, still Mach 1.7. It still has enough energy to be able to maneuver. And I think it's above Reese Caparzo's RWR. It's coming in right on his lip vector, and he has no idea this thing is here. No clue. Reese Caparzo is going to get the unwanted facial, or in this case, the unwanted ass ramming, which is totally something you do not want to see, and indeed is what happens to Reese Caparzo, and he goes down, wings clipped, and is now a ball of flame as he heads towards the ground. That missile, I think, came down from so high, directly above his aircraft, it was out of his RWR warning zone. He had no idea until the very last moment that that missile was even there. So I can't say that was a great shot by ETF's Dizzy, but it ended up working out because of the maneuvering done by Reese and the altitude that the missile was able to climb to. So let's recap on what's going on. We got 5 pilots remaining for Toro Squadron and 6 remaining for ETF, for Eclipse Task Force. Both of them are in pretty equal positions, both spread out. One in the middle, 2 on either side. They got an extra one in Aspen, but similar positions. Mustang now coming head on against Dizzy. So let's continue to hit play and see how this is going to go. Oh no, this is paused. Oh, wrong button. I gotta pause this because I gotta fix the cameras again. There we go. Sorry guys, just gotta even everything back up. It's the price to pay for running multiple cameras. Sometimes auto hotkey just doesn't want to play nice. Okay. We are, I think, all synced up. Let's grab another aircraft here and play. Here we go. But Toro, for winning round 2, seems to now be on the back foot. They're a man down, 6v5. ETF has 6. Toro has 5. They've got some recovery to do. Are they going to be able to do it? That is the question. Mustang just beat an ST-10. He's now coming in headlong against Kingston. Let's go to split view and see how this one's going to go. Kingston on the right, Mustang on the left. Kingston at 30,000 feet, Mustang much lower. We can see Kingston launching it or marking out there. Mustang's at 5,000 feet, Mach 0.9. Kingston 30,000 feet, Mach 0.9. So the only difference between these two guys is their altitude. Mustang having 2 120s left. Kingston having a single SD-10. Their distance now under 8 miles, coming up under 7 miles now. Kingston is engine idle. Mustang full burner. 120 coming off from Mustang. SD-10 coming from Kingston. Oh no, oh no, oh no, wrong button. Wrong button. I think something's going to happen here. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. So here's the SD-10 that was launched from Kingston. And now let's switch to the 120 that is coming on to, that was launched from Mustang. There we go. So here's the 120 launched from Mustang. There's its intended target. We're on split screen. Let's play. Here we go. And these things, I think they're both going to connect. Kingston goes down. Mustang goes down. Both of these guys trade. Man. So when you're in that situation, when you are in this situation, coming down from on high, and you have the altitude ability here. Yeah, kill the cameraman. I'm my worst enemy in these situations. Kill the cameraman. When you have that much of an altitude disparity, ladies and gentlemen, do not descend. All you are doing is making it easier for your adversary's missile. It no longer has to climb to come up to meet you. It just like straight on, and you are fixing all of its problems. It's not expending energy to climb. You are expending the energy for it. It just flies in a straight line to intercept and flies into your face. And I will show you what I mean. So here it is. 120 coming here in just a second. We're going to ride along with it. Kingston's SD-10. Mustang had to notch that one, but he didn't. Okay. Kingston's SD-10. Look, it's not climbing. It barely climbs. It's able to maintain all of its energy, and Kingston comes straight down to it. He flies an intercept course directly down to the missile. Just stay at altitude and turn around. That's the best course of action in those situations. After you've turned around, do some serpentining, maybe come down, go back up, do some big barrel rolls or something to be able to make something happen. But when you go straight down like that, you are solving all of the missile's geometry. It just flies a straight line straight into your ass. And that is exactly what happened in Kingston. Well, it's easy to be critical of these guys when we have God's view, right? That's totally easy. So don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I am hugely critical in these situations, but I think it's best for everybody because I want to be able to teach. And I don't know that I know everything, but I think there's a lot of stuff. I've flown for a considerable amount of time, so hopefully there's some stuff that you guys can utilize, maybe. I'm sure a lot of you would wipe the floor with me as pilots in DCS, but, you know, it's all learning. If you can't learn from any one of your engagements, you shouldn't be flying, at least not in competitive. Anyway, let's hit play. Here we go. Damn it, play. Okay. Why are you paused? There we go. And this missile's just cruising. So, 5 pilots remaining for ETF, 4 pilots remaining for Toro Squadron. Both of them look to be going back into a more defensive posture. Hold on. Breeze may be trying to make something happen in his JF-17, coming down from the north. There goes an SD-10 from Breeze. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. And it is coming in on Chippy. Chippy launches a 120 in response, but was he waiting too long? Did he wait to try and get the lock? Here comes the SD-10. Is it going to be able to turn with him? 1,300 knots. Let's go and take a look and ride along with it. I think he's going to line his sight. It just ducks into that canyon, and it loses track of him. Great defensive flying to utilize the terrain by Chippy. Well done. Decent shot from Breeze, but Chippy doing some great defensive flying. If Breeze was a little bit higher, that line of sight wouldn't have been able to happen because it would have come over the hill and he wouldn't have been able to dip, dive, duck, and dodge into the terrain. Riker now launching an SD-10 down here exchange with Castoy. Castoy launches a 120. Look how much further the SD-10 is than the 120. The SD-10 is so much faster. But the lower it gets, the worse it gets. I mean, it gets terrible at low altitude, I think. I'm probably wrong on that. It probably outperforms everything at low altitude. But I don't know. I like to just make things up. I think it's actually better than virtually everything. But somebody in chat will probably correct me and let me know the truth. Still 5 pilots remaining for ETF, 4 pilots remaining for Toro. Toro's got to get something going for him. They've got to try and make something happen. They've lost so many guys in such a short amount of time. Well, 2 pilots to ETF's 1. They had all the momentum, but that momentum was swiped away from them. Are they going to be able to recover? SD-10 is really trash at low altitude? Okay. Good to know. My problem with the SD-10 though currently, it is very good at high altitude, like better than an MK-60 at high altitude. So maybe it's supposed to be that way, I don't know, but it is damn good at high altitude. And supposedly, from a lot of the tech gurus in DCS, it's not supposed to be that way. But I'm just regurgitating what I've heard. Chippy now coming in, trying to make something happen. He's head-to-head now with Breeze. Chippy unleashes a 120 from his aircraft, and I hit the wrong button, kill the cameraman. Here's the AIM 120 that Chippy just launched. It's making it over the hill. SD-10 from Breeze onto Chippy, and the 120's just not going to be able to track Chippy, but the SD-10 from Breeze got line of sighted. So decent defensive flying from both teams. Breeze actually got really lucky that that missile missed him. Got really lucky that that missile missed him, but he's just continuing on his hot aspect after defeating that missile. Now it's Castoy coming in on Breeze. Breeze recognizes, hey, I may be getting in a bit too deep. I need to break off. He breaks off. Chopsticks puts a 120 out onto Castoy after Castoy put one on him. Excuse me. And then the remaining 3 ship from ETF, are they just going to be able to come in and clean up after Chopsticks and Breeze evacuate? Or are they going to do the same, maybe recognize they get in a little too deep and then break off? Monk drops another gifted sub to CJ SPCL. Thank you very much, Monk. Much appreciated. Keep an eye on Aspen. Well, don't ruin it, Eclipse. Fine. We'll see what happens. Try view. Grab a missile if there's one launched with third camera. Aspen launches a 120. There it is. We'll ride along with Aspen's 120. And I think that's on Chippy. It is on Chippy. So Chippy's flying headlong into a 120. Nothing launched back at Aspen. Chippy's now getting the missile warning. He's trying to defend 2.5 miles, 2 miles, still closing. Missile still has 0.18 or 1.8 Mach remaining, so it's going to be able to reach out and touch him. Looks like it's going to come right over that hill, and Chippy needs to do some aggressive serpentining. And he line of sight. Oh, did he line of sight it? Yes, he line of sighted that missile. So Chippy was able to get away from that one. But Aspen stays high, stays hot, launches another one at Chippy, and this one's going to be a lot more difficult for him to be able to get away from. It's going to come down from on high, and Chippy's not going to be able to do anything, and he gets smashed. The unwanted facial. Pause. The unwanted facial, and he gets taken down. But the reason I paused it so aggressively is look what's going on between Fur and Breeze. Head on. How close are these guys together? They have come into dance. 1.5 miles. SD10 against 120. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. Okay, let's set this up. No, wrong button. So Aspen came in, cleaned Chippy's clock, but now we've got a head-on incursion between Fur and Breeze inside 2 miles. 2 missiles in the air. What's going to happen here? I anticipate, as Diagnosis says, double kill. Or in this case, trade, because it's not a double kill. They're trading. But something's going to happen. I think both these guys are going to die. Missiles in the air. 120 smashes into Breeze. SC-10 smashes into Fur. And both these guys go down in flaming heaps. And that is going to be it for them. Let's check back in with the TAC view, and let's pause and take stock in what is going on. And that didn't pause. Pause. Pause and take stock in what's going on. Now Aspen has a 120 coming in from Castoy. So I think Aspen is going to be a man to watch down here to the south. Is he going to be able to get away from this 120? Give me Aspen. Sounded like give me ass, but let's, here is Aspen coming in against Castoy. Yep. And then we're going to, since there's only, I think, 4 pilots remaining. No, there's 6. But we're going to grab Look Avi. So here's Look Avi. And then we're going to grab Chopsticks. So we got Aspen, Look Avi. No, we need Castoy. There's Castoy. And then we need Chopsticks. There's Chopsticks. Okay, quad view. Boom. Play. What's going to happen here? Aspen, camera 1. Look Avi, camera 2. Castoy, camera 3. Things are everywhere. Castoy gets hit by Aspen's missile. He's dead. Chopsticks is now coming in against Look Avi. Let's go to Tri-View so we can see how this is going. Aspen, camera 1. Look Avi, camera 2. Chopsticks, camera 3. Let's give you guys some better views here. Zoom in. SD10 launched by Riker onto Look Avi. Look Avi is the only one remaining for Toro Squadron against a 4-ship from ETF. And he is being pursued by Chopsticks. Well, Chopsticks actually is breaking off his pursuit, and Riker may be picking up that mantle. Let's go to Look Avi's camera view. He's recommitting. Looks like he's trying to find Chopsticks. Zoom in slightly in this view. Trying to find Chopsticks. Looks like he did pick him up. But now you've got Riker coming in from 16,000 feet. Here is Riker. Let's go to split screen now. Riker coming in from 16,000 feet against Look Avi, who should be somewhere below him. There he is. So Look Avi off his nose. SD10 coming from Riker from inside probably 5 miles, 6 miles. And Look Avi isn't very fast. Trees may be a problem for Look Avi, and that's going to come down and hit Look Avi in the face. The unwanted facial takes Look Avi to Pound Town. And Look Avi just needed to notch, but he stayed slow speed, and he just got taken down. And that concludes round 3 as long as ETF is able to make it back. Man, I am tired. I am tired. That was a lot. That round, there was so much going on. Let's fast forward here. So much going on. That wore me out. Great, great match. Huge shout out to everybody that contributed. Tons of new follows today. Hopefully you guys join us again here tomorrow. Tomorrow's match, while we're watching these guys RTB, tomorrow's match is going to be Dragon Squadron against number 15. And then Thursday is Griffin against my squadron. So tomorrow's match, 1600 Zulu, Dragon Squadron taking on number 15 Battle Axe. And then Thursday, Griffin Squadron against MY Squadron. Today is Tuesday, right? I think. Yeah, today's Tuesday. But great match from ETF and Toro Squadron. Great, great match. Awesome performance from both teams. And it actually looks like these guys aren't going to have to RTB as the tracks are ending. Unless Chopsticks and them are going to be the ones to RTB. Nope, they DC'd. So that is going to be it. Guys, we are done for the day. Again, tomorrow's match is going to be Dragon Squadron taking on number 15 Battle Axes. And then Thursday is Griffin Squadron taking on MY Squadron. Thank you for joining us. Be watching for that next Supercut. Brought to you by Thrustmaster and created by Alpha Whiskey. They're done for virtually every one of these matches. Sometimes we miss them. Sometimes real life things come up, and sometimes we miss them. But Alpha Whiskey has done an amazing job with these Supercuts, and he's been a workhorse to be able to put these together. Mago says I got a PM. I will check that out. I don't see a PM. PM in Twitch? Maybe it's a PM in Twitch. Send it to me in Discord. Whatever it is. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. I will see you tomorrow, 1600 Zulu, 10 o'clock Central my time for another match. Again, it is Dragon Squadron taking on number 15 Battle Axes. Gold League coming at you tomorrow. Until then, fly safe in those virtual skies, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.